Hey YouTube, what's going on? My name is DJ, and the tanks in BF1 are overpowered, and here's why. Now don't get me wrong, I think this game is actually a lot of fun. I love the sniping, even though it's a bit overpowered. I still love it. I love all the other gunplay. I dislike the fact that there's no sights, but at the same time I can deal with it. I can live with it. What I dislike about this game though is the tanks. From the one-person tank to the heavy tank to the really heavy armor tank. I forgot the names, but don't catch me on those. I don't like them that much. Why not? Well, I think they're overpowered a little bit. And that isn't as much as their guns are really good, as their countermeasures are really bad. Now, I'm not saying you can't take them down. As a tank, I've been taken down as well by good teamwork, but that's the thing. You need really good teamwork, and you usually don't really find that unless if you're playing with some friends, or at least more than one friend. As well, it takes a lot more skill to take it down. But let me get into that later. Let's start with the tanks first. So you have the one-person tank, who delivers a really deadly shot that could easily kill you in one go. And it's very mobile, and one person can take it around. Sure, it's fine. It doesn't need a lot of damage to take it down, but still it's just mostly annoying. You can take it down on your own, but it's very difficult, and usually you'd have to avoid all the tanks, which is pretty annoying. You know, you can't work together to take them down, or you can, but since it's a beta and there's a lot of bad people playing, it becomes difficult. Now, my big gripes really come in with the heavy armor vehicle. Or, it was not called the heavy armor vehicle, that's the heavy armor truck. But the really heavy armor tank, the one that fits 6 people in. Now, it's a bit similar to the LAV, but I like it a lot less. Why? Well, the LAV had side guns that were shit, remember? I don't ever recall killing someone with the side guns. I remember killing someone with the secondary gun, but the side guns were shit. Now, I get that they're a bit stronger because the main tanker can't do a full 360, as like in Battlefield 4 and 3. And I haven't played any other games, but I'm guessing it's the same for Battlefield Bad Company 2 and maybe even 1. Maybe even more than that. But I really hate what they did with these tanks, because they don't have the full range of movement, but they have the most powerful shots in the game. They can easily one-shot someone who's just he would think in safe reach. And the only thing that can take him down are anti-tank grenades and dynamite. And now let me talk about why I think those are underpowered against tanks. It's because they're a lot harder to use than rocket launchers and C4. Now, they essentially nerfed that a huge way. Like, you used to be able to pretty easily, or not easily actually, you had to outplay someone to play C4 or to get a good rocket in. It took skill, but it was a bit easier. It was possible by one guy. Now it's not. You have to rely on your teammates to take it down. Why? Because you get 3 anti-tank grenades that are sort of in the shape of rockets, I guess. And the thing is, they barely do damage, and they take some time to explode. And that's my biggest gripe with them. Not the fact that they, you know, they are thrown in an arc, but it's because they always miss. Because when I throw them and they land, the tank just drives away from it. It has a couple of seconds before it explodes, so it can easily drive away. It even gets a warning for it. Now, I think that's not only that, but the dynamite, which now the assault class gets instead of the support, I guess. The dynamite is also not as good, because it works like C4, except it's more of something you wait for. So you have to throw it down somewhere, run away, and then wait for the tank to drive over it. Because you can't stick it to the tank anymore. Because bullshit. Now I get it, you don't stick it to a tank, you have to outplay it even more. But when he's even a bit aware, it happened to me before that I just threw dynamite down, was ready to explode it, and he just drove 2 meters away, and I was like, okay, well, I'm dead now. Because they just change seats, or they have multiple gunners, and they just shoot me down. As well, I think like the side guns on the really heavy tank, they're really powerful. They like, I don't, as I said, I don't remember ever killing someone with the side guns on an LAV. But with these, you just mow through enemies a lot easier. And I just feel like that's a bit crazy. I get, you know, you don't have the full range of motion, so side guns need to be a bit more powerful so that if someone comes up from the side, you can kill him. But the fact that they nerfed the countermeasures so hard that they're practically useless, and you become a sitting duck, like in the other stream, in the first stream of Battlefield, you saw the stationary grenade launcher, which seemed good at the time, but it barely does any damage, and I haven't seen it in game yet. It's not in the beta, or at least not to my knowledge. I haven't seen anyone use it either. It pretty much, I think that could have been a decent countermeasure, you know, if you sneak up from behind them. But still, it takes a lot of time to reload that thing, and it does a lot less damage than an actual rocket launcher in the previous games. So why put that in there like that? Basically, the tanks are a bit of an insult. So far, I've noticed that whenever a tank takes a point, it takes some while before the team works together and takes the point back. And before that, a lot of tickets have been lost because the tank has been mowing everyone down. Now, both sides get the tanks, but when one tanker is just superior to the other, it's basically a lost battle. Now, in other battlefields, I know that's been slightly the case, but infantry players actually had a lot more of a chance against the tanks because their countermeasures were a lot more effective. C4 stuck to them, did 50 damage to a single tank, and a good rocket from behind did the same. Now, I know that's not been the case in LAVs, I'm sorry, but I always thought that was a bit unbalanced. You know, I've always thought when you shoot an LAV in the back, you should also do 50 damage because you're, you know, or should at least disable it for some time. It's always been a little gripe with me, but not everyone has to agree with that. But with these tanks you do 20 damage for a nade. At least I haven't done more with it because, I don't know, maybe you need to throw it right under it or something. But the tank has time to dodge it, so that's probably never going to happen. And the same with the dynamite, they can drive away from it. And if they just stay on the move, don't stand still, it becomes a lot harder for any infantry player to kill them. And they can pick off enemies at quite a long range because when their shot hits you, you're dead. And it does a lot of damage if it just lands next to you as well. Now, I just think that DICE has been pretty poor at balancing vehicles, because in the previous games I had a lot of gripes with the little bird, which I think a lot of people have gripes with, and the anti-air tank, especially the anti-air. It was so effective against infantry, it was ridiculous. It could just mow you down from any range, pretty much. But I had a lot of times where an anti-air would just sit on top of a hill somewhere and would not be touched ever, and just rain down hell on any infantry player below. But that's beside the point. Because I think in this game a lot of vehicles have been well balanced. I really like the planes. I think the bomber should be a little bit more fragile, but it gets taken down really, really quickly so far by anti-air measurements. So I don't really disagree with that. But I just dislike the fact that the tanks are so powerful. That's pretty much all of it. And it's not the one-person tank, the light tank. I can get around with that because there's a sniper that can damage it for pretty load. And you know, it can take a lot less damage, but the heavier tanks, it becomes so hard to take down, and they're actually pretty mobile still. So they become even more hard to take down with the current countermeasures. But let's talk about something fun, because I love the horse, let me just say. I love how they balance the horse. It's a huge risk-reward thing, but you're fast as boy. But it's just you can easily get taken down from it because you're still vulnerable, but you can still one-shot kill someone when you're close to them, and you can two-shot kill someone if you hit them with the rifle. So I think that's decently balanced, but the tanks are just, sometimes they feel like they're untouchable. If you're on your own trying to take a point and your squad spawns on you and they're not all assaults, well, damn, you're fucked. Anyway, guys, it's just been a bit of a rant right now. Anyway, after all this, I just hope DICE does something about this. They probably won't, because they never did anything with the Tunguska. And the little bird is still overpowered in BF4. A lot less than it was, but it's still not at a good spot, in my opinion. But that beside the point. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me if you disagree or agree with me and why in the comments. If you liked it, you know, leave a like, leave a comment. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. It's gonna be a bit more fun. It's gonna be assault gameplay. Or the rush gameplay. I still promise to release it. I don't know. One of those. I'm good at my schedules, aren't I? There's just so many videos I want to put out with this game. I still enjoy it to bits. It's just that I don't agree with some of the choices they made with it. But you criticize a game when you love a game, right? So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys later. Goodbye. Pushing into C. From then, so. Guy over there. And that's the second one. Maybe a third one. Looking for a third. I got a third one. Come on, man. Give me a number 3. And the 3-piece. There we go. That's all we needed. That's it.